It looks like we are live. Wow. All right. What's going on, crypto people? It is your boy, the Crypto Siege, with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having an awesome evening. Alex G, first. What's good, brother? How you doing, man? How are you? Everything is golden around here, man. Life is great. That title of that stream is crazy, right? That's a crazy title. Crazy title. Looks like there's 13 people about to come into the stream. I'm kind of back and forth on really what I wanted to title the video about, the stream about, what to talk about, man. How's your weekend been so far, man? Good? Marvin, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Yeah, bro, all is well. Hope it's the same for you, my friend. Jag17, what's going on? How are you? The title of that stream, crazy. Please smash the likes on the way in, guys. Definitely appreciate it. Helps with the channel big time. Living Waters 2030. Wow, right? I know. That's crazy, right? 10 years away. I saw a couple of things on Twitter. Hopefully I ended up saving them. But I saw a couple of things on Twitter, like, 2030. And now 2030 is really about a mature XRP ecosystem, a mature, right? So that's like having all the people, right? Having the vast majority of the banks, financial institutions, small enterprise businesses, et cetera, on it. Jace, is that Jace? What's happening, bro? What's good, man? How you doing? TJ Jackson is in the building. Good to see you. Good to see you, Living Waters. Yeah, interesting thing, right? So I saw a couple of things on Twitter, and hopefully I saved them. We'll see if I saved them. Hopefully I did save them. But a couple, 3 things coming out, very, very promising stuff, right? But essentially it was, the maturity, the full adoption of XRP ecosystem is 2030, right? And my thing is that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, what if that's true? And does that necessarily mean that the price of XRP is going to kind of, stay in not where we want it to be until 2030? What does the full maturation of the XRP ecosystem look like? Like 2030 is what I've been seeing. Like, what does that look like? And if that's true, what are you going to do? What are you going to do until then? What is your plan B? And it's funny, too, because for the longest time, I had been going back and forth on like diversifying outside of XRP. So diversifying my digital assets portfolio, right? And I go back and forth. And at one time I had maybe 8 to 10, or 6 to 8, something like that, and decided, you know what? I don't have enough XRP, so I'm going to just keep accumulating. But here's the thing that I'm thinking about, and I want to discuss with you guys. If that's true, Devon, Steve, what's going on, brother? How are you? I haven't got a plan B. I can't go through this again, right? So if that's true, the full maturation does not take place. The full adoption does not take place until 2030. What does that mean for us as XRP hodlers? Does that mean there's no price change? I mean, like, what does that really mean? But what if it does mean a price below $10? What if it means a price below $20? For the next 4 or 5 years, and then a price below $50 for the next 5 years until maturation, until full adoption of the XRP ecosystem. What's the plan B? And to me, it's only really 2 things. You've got to increase your cash flow in some other space outside of the digital asset space, or you got to increase your cash flow in the digital asset space with other digital assets, right? With other digital assets. XRP hodler, what's going on, my friend? Donald Atkinson, hi, I'm from Alaska. Great to see you in the stream, my friend. Great to see you here, man. Appreciate you showing up. Donald Atkinson, I don't think I've ever seen you in the stream. XRP hodler says gold and silver, right? So, and gold and silver is, it may be a wealth accumulation, but it's not a cash flow accumulation, right? Because those are things that you hold as a wealth asset, right? Devon Steve says that's another 10 years. Ripple has been at this for the last at least 15 years to implement. Don't think so. It's too long. The world would be belly up. So I'm saying 10 years for full adoption. So if we have, for example, Devon Steve, if we have over 300 partnerships now, 24 or 25 actively using XRP now, so obviously those numbers are going to go up, right? So it goes from, let's say in the next 5 years, it goes from 300 to 600, and it goes from 25 to 100 actually using Xrp, right? That's not full, right? 100 people using Xrp, that's not a full maturation. That's not total adoption. That is not a total. I'm talking about a full adoption where the world, where it's all rippling in the background, people saying it or they're not saying it. We know that 80 to 85% or more banks, financial institutions, people like MoneyGram, people like TransferGo are all using XRP. That's what I'm talking about. Full maturation, not just getting started or not just, you see what I'm saying? Full maturation, because that doesn't, in 10 years, it doesn't mean that PNC Bank is not going to be using XRP. ODL doesn't mean that Bank of America is not. I'm talking full. So along that way and that journey for 10 years, there's going to be plenty of people coming out saying they're using ODL. Plenty of banks, right? SBI, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm talking full. So I'm talking China, I'm talking Japan, I'm talking all of Asia, I'm talking all of South Africa, right? I'm talking at least the 50 different governments and or banks in those governments that XRP, that Ripple is currently working with, at least all 50 of those, right? So I'm talking full adoption. Full adoption. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do in the meantime, right? And another good question to ask yourself is, what if it takes over 5 years for $100 XRP? What are you doing in the meantime? And that's and that's probably reasonable to state. What are you doing in the meantime, right? And there's two options: increase your cash flow outside of the digital asset space, or increase your cash flow inside of the digital asset space by diversifying in other digital assets that can give you gains. While we're waiting for the maturity of, right? Because here's the thing that I'm thinking of XRP. Here's the thing that I'm thinking. How many people are prepared to rid themselves of all their XRP 5 years from now when XRP is $100? How many of you have you come to the conclusion, have you settled in your heart of hearts that you would be willing to get rid of all of your XRP, the vast majority of your XRP, at $100, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't get to $100 for 5 years from now. Like, what are you prepared to do? What's the plan B? Let me hop into the stream here and see what is going on. Let me say what's up to everybody first. Alex Yeek, what's good? It's good to see you, bro. Marvin, what's up, bro? Jag17, good to see you. Living Waters, TJ Jackson, Jace. What does that say? Montana Free 813. Bullish. Me too, bro. Me too, bro. Me too. XRP Hot, what's good to see you in the stream. Sean J, what's good? No way it takes 20 years, not with all the framework already built. Yep, absolutely. What I'm saying is, and I'm in agreement with you, what I'm saying, though, is what if? Do you have a plan B in terms of cash flow? Sean J, do you have a plan B? What if and I think this is a reasonable statement. What if XRP does not get to $100 per XRP for 5 years? Are you prepared for that? And that could be the way these bull runs and bear markets have been kind of going on. Is it feels like it's a year of the bull run and 2 years of the bear run, right? 2 years. So let's say from January of 2020 to January of 2021, that's 1 year in a bull run. But then you got from 21 to 23 of a bear market. Right. So during this next bull run that's going to last about a year, and what history has proven that. I mean, where do you see XRP going in a year? Here's the only kind of not. And here's the golden wrench, if you will, that you want to throw into this, is that a price set and or spot price set, liquidity index, NASDAQ, that could happen before anyone even knows it, right? That's a possibility, but are you betting everything and not preparing for that if that doesn't happen? In other words, are you not preparing for XRP not getting to $100 until 5 years from now? 5 years. Do you have a plan B, right? Let me continue to say what's up. Jay Fretless, what's going on, my friend? Abid Hussein, how are you? Yeah, I'm here. I've been seeing a little bit of stuff about that gold standard. Let me keep saying what's up before I get into the chat. XRP stars. Good to see you in the stream, my friend. Gee, what is good? Diversified. What else? Who else is in here? Let me make sure I get everyone. Those bears. What's good, man? Sean J, I think I said what's up to you already. Living Waters, yep. Valiant V's, good to see you in the stream, my friend. XRP star, I'm glad you're here. V chain, my second option, but don't sleep on it. Absolutely. Matthew Pecorella. Is it? I keep seeing. It seems like a lot of times you comment and it's getting. Oh, you retracted it. Okay. XRP panic. What's good? You're 82 years old. Don't have 5 years. I'm just kidding. Brandon L, what's good, bro? How you doing, man? Let me see, make sure I get everybody. Ben Hills, good to see you in the stream. I don't think I've seen the stream before, my friend. Right, okay, so that's the deal. Now I'm going to read some of your comments now that I said what's up, everyone. Devon Steve says he does not have a plan B. Sean J, no way it takes 20 years with all the framework. I agree, but my thing is, are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to gamble on that? Are you prepared for XRP not getting to $100 for 5 years from now? And if it takes 5 years, would you be willing to cash it all out at $100? Jay Fretless says, my biggest worry is that XRP is widely used by banks, FIs, and hovers around $1. Yeah. I hear you. Sean J's 10 years, even 5 years is too long, says Sean J. Abid Hussein says, 30-day countdown from today. Don't worry, gold standard, XRP on the way. Where are you getting that from? I know that I've been seeing some people like the digital nomad investor and or some other person. Where are you kind of getting that from? You got some breadcrumbs that you'd like to share, Abid? Yeah, absolutely, Devon Steve. I can understand that. I see what you mean, but that's not how till it will happen. The speed will speed up, drip, run, flood. Yep. I am in agreement with you. I see it happen, but price will be higher than what we have today. Yep. XRP, sorry, without question. She says diversify, but I've only had one person in here say diversify. I think someone else mentioned something about VeChain. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about that. The possibility of diversification. Let me change the screen because I'm going to get back to the thing in a second. So I wanted to talk to you about, did it freeze on me? Did it freeze? It looks frozen. Yeah, it freezes up sometimes. I'm not sure why, but so I want to talk about that, diversifying within the digital asset space. And I get gold and silver, that's outside the space, and that is that is in a way accumulating wealth, building up your wealth, but it's not really cash flow, right? It's not something that you go out and spend every single day. What are you guys that are diversified, that have a diverse portfolio? What are you looking at? Like, what I think is what is that thing? Let's say 1 to 3 things that can get me during this bull run, that can get me $100,000. What is the thing that can get me $100,000? I think $100,000 is a good, nice round number. And most people could live off of that for a year, if not 2 years. Like, here's the thing. If the bull run is going to last for a year, what kind of money are you going to gather up? What kind of money are you going to acquire? What amount of income are you going to make during that year that will last you for the next 2 years of the bear run? Like, what's that number? Have you thought about that number? Like, what's that number for you? Have you thought about that number? Is it 100,000? Is it 200,000? And if it is 100,000, what's the digital asset that's going to get you there? And do you have enough of it to get you to that point? What do you see? What's your plan? I know a lot of people in this space, a lot of people in this community are really, really big on VeChain. Really, really big on VeChain. And I'm pretty certain that I'm going to check. I'm going to check my app right now on Binance. I'm pretty sure that it's still pretty much at a cent, at 1 penny. Let's see what's going on with VeChain. Yep, still at a penny. So my thing is like, what is that thing? What's your digital asset that's going to give you a cash flow, and where you can cash out, I don't know, 80%. You never really want to cash it all out, my humble opinion, but 80-90% cash out, that's going to give you $100,000 or more. What's that digital asset? What's that digital asset? Or what are those digital assets? Do you have 2 or 3 digital assets in mind? In other words, do you have a plan B? Because here's the reason why I'm saying this. Let me change over. Here's the reason why I'm saying this. The reason why I'm saying this is, right? Do we really want to be getting rid of our XRP during this bull run? This 1 year bull run that's about to happen, more than likely, the experts, the smart guys, the smart TA guys are saying the bull run is going to happen about January. Maybe first week in February is going to kind of start. Because history proves it. And during that bull run, do you want to get rid of your XRP at $1 or $5 or even $10? And I see, like, I hear this small bag. What's the bag? What's the other bags they call it? What do we shallow? The shallow bags. I keep forgetting that. Shallow. Do we use these quote unquote shallow bags at $1, $5, and $10? I don't know. So here's the thing: if this is $1, $5, and $10, and you bought it at 25 cents, is that your biggest? Are those your biggest gains? Like, is there another digital asset that can give you better gains, better than the gains that you would get from your shallow bags at $1, at $5, or maybe even $10? Like, what is it? Let's see here. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the stream. Let's see, 10 years, even 5 years is too long, says Sean J. Abid Hussein, I would love to hear where are you kind of getting that info on the gold standard XRP? Those Bears says, what's the definition of moon? Certainly won't take 10 years for $10 when they had already been around since 2013. Yep. It's a good chance, those Bears. That's a great question. What's the definition of moon? It's a good chance that XRP during this next bull run, that typically history has proven that it typically lasts a year, that XRP is going to get to $10 during this bull. It's a good chance. So during this year. But what if it takes the entire year for it to get to 10? What if it takes 6-8 months to get to $10? Are you willing to cash in some of your XRP at $10? Sean J says the vast majority, 80% of what will be implemented will happen within the next 3 years. Great point. Would love to see that. So you're saying 80% of what's going to be happening, 80% of that kind of mass adoption, that kind of the vast majority of people using XRP and XRP ecosystem will take place in 3 years. That would be outstanding, Sean J. Absolutely. That going up slowly thing, I know. Living Water says, I remember David Schwartz saying at Swell that there's a problem with it going up slow and people catching on and holding on to the coin. Yep. I remember David Schwartz saying that. Absolutely. Valid says, same as he's doing now. His plan B is to continue working, accumulate and hold. I hear that, man. XRP Star says, V-Chain's my second option. Don't sleep on it. Absolutely. Love V-Chain. XRP Panic was messing around with me. Brandon L said, made enough by a long shot in 2017. I hear that, my dude. I hear you. Brandon L said he made enough by a long shot in 2017 to hold for 5 years. That is outstanding, man. I'm happy for you, bro. I'm happy for you. He says he still buys every week. There's Matthew Picarella. My plan is to keep working until it gets to that level and keep dripping into my investment along the way. I like it, man. I like it. Marvin says, I don't think I would be ready to let it go at $100. However, it would depend on my real estate investment properties. Okay, so you got some properties. Excellent. So you're diversifying outside of this space. Very smart. Living Waters, that's a very, very, Living Waters says, I feel like they want this thing to jump and stop everybody from jumping on. That is a sentiment that is widely echoed throughout the XRP community by some very smart people, my friend. By some very smart people. XRP Star said, Brandon Hell, you're lucky I came late to the game 2018. Yep. And I put something up. I saved something from Coining 203. And I'm going to share with you guys that is pretty funny. Guys, there's 66 people on the stream, only 23 likes. Please smash the likes on the way in. And if you want to just, X out of the chat real quick and smash the like buttons, I would definitely appreciate that. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube for sure. Definitely appreciate that, guys. Interesting thing, right? And I was just thinking about this earlier today because I saw, 2 or 3 different things about 2030 and full implementation of the XRP ecosystem, right? So the Bank of America's, the PNCs, the Santanders, the rest of these big banks, a lot of these transfer goes, if you would, Mercury FX and Qualexes of the world, 2030. And my thing is, at $5 or $10, how much of my XRP am I going to get rid of? At $20, there's one really, really good smart TA guy who's expecting it to get up to $28, almost $30. How much of your XRP would you willing to be willing to get rid of at $20 or $25? How much, if any? Or is it a smarter move to diversify and have 1, 2, 3 different other digital assets that you can live off of? Just like Brandon L, man, he's got stuff for 5 years, man. That's outstanding. That you can live off of until XRP gets to $100. What is this? Yeah, I appreciate you guys closing out that chat and going. The likes just doubled. I appreciate you guys doing that. I really, really do. Alex D Vlogs, what's going on, bro? He says, I don't want to hold for another 10 years. Absolutely. Well, here's the thing. Hold and not cash out, I don't want to do for 10 years. I don't mind holding the greatest digital asset ever created for 10 years, but I don't want to hold and not cash out. I don't want to have some cash outs. And my thing is, what if it takes 5 years to get to $100? Sean Levinson said at Crypto Siege, the dollar has already started to hyperinflate. Just look at all the food packages in the store. They are getting smaller. Absolutely, they are. It's amazing to see it. It's happening next year for sure. Next year. The start of the bull run is, I believe, Sean Livingston is going to start in somewhat end of December, and first year January of 2020. Absolutely, but to what though? For what though? Because we're all pretty much not going to be cashing out at $1 or $5, $10, right? And this idea of the shallow bag is cool if you have resolved in your heart of hearts that you got this certain amount of XRP, and if it's 10 years, it's 10 years. I'm not moving it. I'm just going to use these shallow bags. Cool. Or are you diversified in some other digital assets? For example, a Cardano, a VeChain, I don't know, maybe Ethereum. I don't know. It seems pricey right now. So Jag17 says, I have some VeChain, Chainlink, Matic, and some Cardano to weather the storm until XRP gets to at least 50 bills. And see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm thinking. I feel like that is smart. If you have accumulated enough XRP that you put it aside, you're good. You're gonna wait for that moon point. He says $50. So he's saying, you know what? This is VeChain, diversification, cash flow, Chainlink, diversification, cash flow, Matic, diversification, cash flow, Cardano, diversification, and cash flow until XRP at $50. Because the thing is, we all know the deal with XRP, and I think we have to resolve in our heart of hearts two things. I did two things. Two things. Number one, the price is, let me put it to you this way. It's very, very obvious with all the partnerships, with all the, you've got 24, 25 people they've admitted using ODL. All these partnerships, all this great news, 20 something cents, right? 20 something cents. You see the ODL chart, you see liquidity being ramped up. It feels like that price is being kept low for a reason, for whatever the reason is, right? We can argue the reason, but the fact is it seems as though it's being kept down. My thing is, how long is it going to be kept down? And we have no control over that. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Diversification and or shallow bags, even shallow bags is not as much control as diversification, in my opinion. Here's why. Because the bull run can happen, right? And if these other digital assets are not being held down because there's this bigger grand picture, like for XRP, and they're allowed to run and do their thing, but XRP, even though it's more valuable, even though it is proven to be more of a utility token, even though it has greater use cases, if it's being held down, it's being held down, and we have no control over that. So are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for that? That's all I'm saying. Like, are you prepared? And I remember telling my better half, like, I want to have at least at least 100,000, at least 100,000 in another digital asset. Not I put 100,000, but earn 100,000 from another digital asset or two, so we can feel better in what we've done for the last couple of years in terms of acquiring and accumulating and holding on. You know, like in other words, somewhere along the line, you got to take some wins so you feel good about the discipline that you've displayed during this last 2 year of this bear market, right? Got 66 people in the stream, 38 likes. Please smash the likes. And if you haven't subbed, please get out and please go and sub to the channel if you enjoy the content. But I think that's something to consider, something to ponder, if you will. But I like that Jag 17. It seems very, very reasonable. Anyone not in JS says this, anyone not in 5+ cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, is risking a little. There's lots of good projects out there. If Bitcoin rises, it rises, all tides rise. Never know which one will take off. Very, very true. Very, very true. Morris Prince C7 says, what's good, Morris Prince? How you doing, my friend? I don't think the economies of the world can wait more than 2 years at best. That's the ace in the hole for us as XRP hodlers, I believe. The longer the powers that be hold off, the more explosive I see utility coin gains will be. You know what I always say, Morris Prince C7, the global economic crisis has zero patience and waits on no one. Those Bears says PoonDX is another good project that you can get fractions of for a penny, and it doesn't have to rise in price, but a few cents to have big gains. Yep. PoonDX. Yep. So how much is PoonDX trading for these days? Those Bears. I haven't looked at PoonDX in a long time. I don't even know, where is PoonDX? Is it on Binance? I don't even know. What is the 3-letter for PoonDX? That's bad. I don't even know. Like, I've heard of it, but I don't even know what it is. What is PoonDX, man? What is the 3-letter for PoonDX? What's the price? Those Bears, you said it's fractions of a penny right now? Alex G's come on the people's mass. Oh man, this thing jumps, man, when you move it. This thing jumps. Mickey B. Fresh is in the building. He says 2030 bullcrap. I don't know where these people come. I'm glad you're in the stream, brother. It's good to see you here. What does he say? I don't know where these people come out with this 10-year. There's no specific time frame. XRP ecosystem will expand over the years in stages. Once the dominoes falls, it'll be easier to tell. Yep. What's up, Mickey B. Fresh? Yeah, so I tell you what, I saw it. I saw a couple of people, Mickey B. Fresh, and appreciate you being in the stream, brother, on Twitter with some charts and diagrams. If you know, 2012, XRP created, 2025, this, 2030, this, was, nice little colorful illustrations. I don't know how genuine or authentic any of those were, but I was going to show those to people. But what the most important thing for me was the thought process behind it. Because here's the thing that I'm thinking, Mickey B. Fresh. What if it took 5 years for XRP to get to $100? What if it took 5 years? What are you doing to cash flow up until that point, right? Because I think it's widely agreed upon that most of us, are not, this next bull run, $5, $10, $20, $25. How much of your XRP are we cashing out at $5, $10, $20, $25? You know what I mean? JS says this. Alex G, let me read Alex G's comment. We should put at least half of your XRP on escrow. Yeah, at least half. At least half. I'm more along the 80 to 85%. JS says Siege. We have to consider that rather than cash out a time might come where we are spending XRP slant crypto instead of dollars. Absolutely, definitely have to consider that. Spencer, what's going on, my friend? I don't think I've seen you in the stream. I'm glad that you're here. I want to cash out along the way XRP and move into other cryptos with use case, and move into other cryptos with use case. Well, it's not a lot of them, my friend. It's not a lot of other cryptos out there with actual world enterprise use case. Alex G says, I don't mind to hold on for 10 years because XLP will be my retirement plan. It's my early retirement. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Sean Livingston says, what's going on, Sean? The Fed has said that repo is going to have problems at the, oh, really? They're going to have problems at the end of the year and April, at the end of the year and April. That is the XRP time frame. So at the end of this year, up until April, you're saying that they realize that that's about as far along as they can do. And so the Fed has said that they're going to have problems. We all know that that repo market and what they're putting into that repo market is ridiculous. I've already started buying dried goods each time I shop. Dried egg, pasta, rice, and potatoes. At least I can make some soups. Says Devon Steve. I hear you, man. Ace Liberatino. What's going on? I don't think I've seen you in the stream. Yeah, man. I'll tell you what. Big shout out to Mickey B. Fresh for hanging out in the stream. And so that's kind of my thing. Like, what is going to be that plan B? I mean, I just saw something on Twitter about Deutsche Bank and what they're going to be doing, you know, via R3 quarter in terms of using XRP. So there is zero doubt about the potential use case, the plan. We all see the bigger picture. We all see the bigger picture without question. But here's my let me phrase this question a different way. During this next bull run, you know, the smarter TA guys are saying XRP 5-10 at the highest during the bull run, $20, $25. That's the bull run. That's just regular TA bull run. That's not, you know, more institutions and more banks saying, okay, yeah, we're ready. I'm on Ribbon. Oh, yeah, we're ready. It's not including those. It's not including those. So I don't even dare to give a price prediction with the entities jumping on, you know, Bank of America announcing something, you know, Santander doing more things, Transfer Go Wise going into more corridors, MoneyGram going into more corridors during this next year. I'm not including those. I'm just saying the basic TA. And we're up to $20, $25 at the most, maybe even 30, maybe 30. Who's prepared to cash out at those prices? I'm just talking this next bull run, which history has shown lasts for a year. And then the bear markets last for 2 years. So during this next thing, you know, what are you going to do? Like, what's your plan if it's only $20 or $25? I know for me, it would feel, for me, it would feel painful to even with these quote unquote shallow bags do something at $20. It would feel painful. I don't know why. Maybe I'm greedy and I should not be greedy, but I feel like maybe I should hold on to more XRP, hold on to my XRP and have some other digital assets that they're not my retirement plan. They're not my general wealth plan. They're just cash flow. They're cash flow plans. Let me read Ace Liberatino's comment. Brad at Crypto Siege, Brad Gonghouse said he wants $2 trillion in volume with 500 plus banks. That equals $500 to $700 in 2 to 3 years max. Okay, now I don't understand that, but in other words, I don't understand the math. If you got the math, I got it. So you're saying I certainly could see the 500 plus banks in 2 to 3 years, without question. But you're saying that equals $500 to $700 per XRP in 2 to 3 years? Is that what you're saying? Alex G, Ace Liberation, is Liberatino, is Ace Liberatino. That would be life changing. I would retire from work on that spot. A lot of us would. Like, you know, the $500 to $700 XRP feels good, you know, being able to do a certain amount of cash in, cash it out. I see a super chat here that looks like that might be from my dude, CryptoCasian. CryptoCasian, right? Devon Steve says, Alex is saying no kids, just house to pay for, rest is gravy. Absolutely. Yep. Guys, I definitely appreciate you smashing the likes on the way in. That is awesome. Repo equals no-show equals liquidity equals Basel 3 equals bearable, guys. Sean Livingston. I hear you, man. The repo market is a disaster. Alex D. Vlog says they cannot hold for more than 5 years. That's because of the global economic crisis, I believe. Then it has to be okay. Ace Liberatino says, so to my previous comment, if it hits $500 to $700 in 2 to 3 years at $2 trillion in daily transaction per Brad Garlinghouse, then it has to be low hundreds way before then. I hear you, man. I hear you. Oh, it is my man. What's going on, Crypto Don Juan? How you doing? I said Crypto Cajun. That's another person. Crypto Don Juan, glad to see you in the stream, brother. I appreciate that. I appreciate the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Shane Robinson, what's good, bro? Greed is good. Shane, I'm going to borrow some. Shane Robinson said, I'm not cashing out. $5, $10, $20, $25. No. This whole shallow bags things, I kind of get it, but let me go over some more of these comments. My dude, morning, bro. Morning. Good to see you in the stream, man. Mark Charity, good to see you in the stream, bro. I don't think I've seen you in the stream before. I wonder come the new year if XRP will meet fair value. We shall see. I'd be happy to see $1.40 or better, yet stay at 25, and I will bag more. I hear you, man. Anyone here in New York, a Nate B XRP, what's going on, man? Using BitTrue. JS says John. Oh, he's talking to John. Jason Troncoso. I have a plan B, C, D, and E. I hear that, my dude. I hear you, bro. Right, so that's just an interesting thing to kind of consider. Crypto Siege, says Sean Livingston. Jim Sinclair is a Rothschild. He states gold is going over 50,000 by 2024. He also called the move in gold from $35 to $800 in the 1970s. He states they are going to do some crypto thing. Yeah. I think gold is going to do this thing. I mean, they had that gold, the gold plan expired, or plan and or agreement expired. What would even be considered a shallow bag? And that is the thing. It depends on the individual person. Is it 500 XRP? Is it 1,000 XRP? Ace Liberatino says, I used the Susan Athey calculator. That's probably Susan Athey calculator, and plug in Brad Garlinghouse quotes for 2 trillion transaction per day equals 700. Gotcha. And I always lowball my number. No need to gas my own head. That's right. I hear you, man. Yep. I hear that. Okay, that's a good point. That's good, man. I know. I've read that, and I know she's on the board of Ripple. And I read over kind of how her calculations for like determining the value and stuff for XRP. Yeah, I mean that's if you're going to use something, that's a good one to use. So the COMEX 5 rule expired. There was a gold agreement as well, Nate B XRP. If Mickey B is still in the stream, he can tell you that. But there was a gold agreement that expired as well, and it basically lifted the lid on the price for what they could kind of set for gold. Right. So interesting thing, right? Let me share something with you guys. So just some food for thought, guys. It's really just food for thought. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to smash a like, please just collapse the chat and smash the likes for the channel. It definitely helps with the channel for sure. I'm going to go over the coin fair value price, and then I'm going to go to the Twitter things, some of the things I say. So, guys, again, it's food for thought. It's food for thought. And I know I've been thinking about it a lot today. I've always gone back and forth in terms of diversification. Should I diversify in the digital asset space? And I hold VChain, I hold XRP, I hold a little teeny tiny bit of EOS, but that's really it. Mr. D, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Howdy, Siege. Finally caught you live. Love your work. Thanks, man. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. Let's go check out this thing called coinfairvalue.com. I really like going to this thing. So let me refresh it, make sure. Fair values displayed here are based on current usage. Let me read it again. Fair values displayed here are based on current usage of each coin. They don't contain speculation on future variations of their usage. We leave speculation to investors. I really like the way they got this thing. And let me read you their definition of fair value, just in case you guys haven't heard me read this before and you're not familiar with it. Intrinsic, their definition of fair value. And again, guys, I get it. It's probably 2 or 3 guys, at home put something together, kind of came up with their own metrics for how they're going to determine the value or something. But I really do like the idea and the concept behind it. Intrinsic or theoretical value of the coin according to its current usage. Fair value is the result of a new, yet simple, rational economic model for currencies, similar to what discounted cash flows is for stocks. Right? And then they got the price, the current price column. Then they got this thing called price to fair value ratio, which is an interesting thing as well. I don't really understand it that much. Then they got PE is kind of like a very, very, very price to earnings ratio. I do understand that. And they got this, what they call fair market cap. And then they got, the current market cap. And then they got the fair value change over the last 24 hours. So the current price, and here's the thing that's interesting. For some reason, XRP has hit the number 3 spot on this chart, where Bitcoin was previously number 3. And I don't know what that is based upon. I don't know what it's based upon, to be honest with you. Is it the fair market cap? Probably what it is. So the current price of XRP, 22.44 cents. I didn't even realize that. And the fair value price is $1.42. It says the high fair value they had was $3.07 and a low of 66 cents. Interesting. Bitcoin current price $7,515. Fair value price $6,000. Let me see. And I noticed there was some couple interesting ones that went on here. Let's look at Cardano. That's an interesting thing to me. Usage. And they're saying again, their fair value is based upon this usage. Current price is 4 cents. Fair value 7 cents. That's not a whole lot. Dash, $55. It's at least doubled, $144. Tron, 1 cent. Fair value, 1 cent. Interesting thing in terms of usage. NEM, 3 cents. Fair value, 10 cents. NEO, $9. Fair value, $8. Ethereum Classic, $3.94. Fair value price, $6.74. VeChain, look at VeChain. VeChain right now is 0.006 cents. Fair value price 0.008 based upon usage. Interesting thing. Tezos. We all know about Tezos, yes? Tezos. Price $1.31. Fair value 86 cents. Interesting thing. I'm not going to go over any more of these, but I just think that's interesting the way he lays that out. I really, really do. Or they, he or they, he, she or they lay that out. I think that's really, really interesting. Oh no, wait a minute. I want to go. Let's check out some stuff on Twitter here. Crypto Hawk, is he still on Twitter? Unbelievable. Amazing. Marcus Treacher here in March of 2018. This is from Stewart XRP. Love that dude. We created an internet model and we created an IP protocol, which we call ILP. And then we used that technique to create a network, which is infinitely scalable, just like the internet, man. That was from March of 2018. This is something that I wanted to show you guys. This is from Coining203. And if you guys don't know Coining203, he is an XRP hodler, but he is also someone who, just like Brandon L, was able to cash out during 2017, had some nice gains, did some really nice things for himself and his family. I believe it involved in marriage as well. But he's a living example of, be able to get in at the right price and be able to cash out the right price and still have some XRP and still continue to hodl to this day. But check this out. It says, don't be this guy. Capitulation at its finest. I got him in April of 2017. He rode both bull runs, never sold, not even after I told him I had sold some at the all-time high. He shows the conversation. What's good, bro? How do I close my Coinbase account and transfer the funds to my banking account? And you just tell him, sell whatever you have into USD and click the withdraw to your bank. He said, don't be this guy. I thought that was hilarious. Status.hr, you definitely got to go check out his thing if you haven't already. I mean, that thing is tremendous. New to Ripple and XRP, he has this great charts here. I absolutely love this. What he does here, because he does some really, really good work. It really does. His graphics are just outstanding. Great resource for crypto enthusiasts, general public, XRP investors, media outlets, and it's status.hr, STEDAS.hr. Ripple versus XRP. I love it. 30 plus infographics. It's a really, really nice thing. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, it's a great place for some graphic. So here's the kind of, we talked about the EU law the other day. So it looks like Germany did in fact pass the law. I'm not sure how, but they did pass it. Germany passed this law naming banks to store digital assets effective January 1st, 2020. So I thought it was supposed to go over to a couple of houses or whatever, but November 29, 2019, the German parliament passed a bill which amends an existing anti-money laundering directive to allow German banks to hold digital assets. I saw something about SAP earlier today in a video. I think it was from Jack the Rippler. So SAP is that German European company that deals in software. Quarter 1, 2017, SAP agreed with partners with Everledger to include blockchain capabilities. And you can see down here at the bottom, it says a proof of concept with Ripple DLT for SAP payment engine via SCPFF, platinum member of Hyperledger Consortium and founding member of Blockchain Institute. And there's a video on YouTube from Jack the Rippler. He just started a YouTube channel. Oh, so this is from Bank XRP. Kind of showing that interview where SAP talks about how they use XRP. Let me see if I can play that for you guys. Let me see. Hold on one second, guys. Let me get that up. I think it was the last video I watched. I'm going to see if this is going to play for you guys. And it's from Jack the Rippler. Let's see if I can play this for you guys. Let's see. Hopefully the volume will be enough.
Seen almost every bank doing some sort of blockchain activity. So I think activities are going on everywhere, and everyone is clear that the technology is too important to ignore. Now the question, what does success mean, or how do you approach that? From our experience, the best approach is to partner. So let me give you an example. We have a customer in Western Canada called ATB Financial, a regional bank focusing on Alberta, full service bank, doing business banking and retail banking. Well-known SAP customer, have done a significant replatforming of their operations to SAP over the past years, and they wanted to innovate around their core. So they contacted a couple of fintechs, and together with one fintech called Ripple, we sat together, ATB, SAP, and Ripple, and we talked about how we can streamline cross-border payments. So we did a hackathon, 2 days, and made our mind up, what could be a good process to improve the time for processing cross-border payments from Canada to Germany. So it took us in total 10 days to set a complete landscape up in the cloud, doing an additional mobile web application, connect to the Ripple network, and then send a transaction live from Canada to Germany. So what we were able to achieve in that proof of concept was that normally it takes the banks around 3 days. Could be 2, could be 6, but on average 3 days to send this transaction through multiple intermediaries. We were able to process this transaction in 20 seconds. And this is not just, a benefit of cost and time. This is first of all a benefit regarding customer experience.
So there you go, guys. Is that not powerful or what? On average, it takes 3 days, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 6 days, multiple intermediaries. So going to, different places. On average, it takes 3 days, and they were able to do it in 20 seconds. We all know about TAP. We all know about SAP and the relationship and the partnership that they have in using RippleNet. And from what I understand is that they're on the R3 quarter thing, and via Xvia, they were able to do that. So think about that, able to connect via Xvia. So my thing is, whoa, right? My thing is, whoa, whoa, whoa. And more of this is taking place. More and more of these interviews where they're mentioning RippleNet. And SAP is pretty much a German software company. And they're saying that, and I already showed you the Yahoo Finance article where they talking about, well, which digital asset company and enterprise is actually in use case, in real world use case. Think about that. And their first company they mentioned, they only mentioned 2, but the first company they mentioned was Ripple. But what do you think about that? By the way, that was from Jack the Rippler's YouTube channel. I subbed this morning, earlier today, actually this evening. That you guys definitely want to go. He does such great stuff on Twitter, so you definitely want to sub to his channel if you guys haven't already. Isn't that an interesting video? Ace Liberatino says, I would sell my VeChain at $1 before I sell my XRP. Man, we think a lot, my friend. We think a lot, right? So, the idea is if these things, if a thing like a VeChain is at half a cent or 0.0056 tenths of a penny, 0.006, absolutely. And I get VeChain, they're in their own lane doing their own thing. But for me, that's not my generational wealth thing. That's a cash flow thing, right? It's really a cash flow thing. Michael 02. What is this? 1 XRP euro 44 per gram of gold. That's right. JS says the key is not to want to get rich, is to maintain your wealth. That's what led me to crypto while everyone is passing around pieces of paper. That's a good point, JS. JS says, I've been told many times crypto isn't real. I say that's a piece of paper, and you do 90% of your purchases with a card. Think about it. Yep. All right, Shane Robinson, I like coin value, my friend. I really do. Money is not real. It's monopoly paper. Eli says, what do you say? Coin fair value is just a man or woman opinions. Absolutely. Money is always so, but so is CMC. So is livecoinwatch.com. Link to the video, says Decent Hound. That video, Decent Hound, good to see you in the stream, bro, is from Jack the Rippler on YouTube. Jack the Rippler. Let me see if that was his last video too. I think it was. Yeah, so it's his latest video anyway. Yep, it's from 2 days ago. So yeah, you just go to Jack the Rippler on YouTube, and then you go to home, then videos, and you'll see that there. It's a really, really good video to listen to. Sounds like rocket fuel for our moon mission, says Nate B. XRP. Yep. Alex G says XRP is the standard without question. CJ, your face froze up. Thanks. Yeah, I know. Going back and forth for some reason. That's a great website. What does this say here? What is this here? Alex Vlog. What's this say? What's this, dude? Does that say allenxrp.com/CLC? Shows what the XR price could be. Okay. I have to look into that. I've never checked that one out, man. I'll have to make sure I check that out. Let me put that in my thing here. So okay, all in. Okay. Got it. All in xrp.com/calculator. CALC. I'm gonna check that out, man. Have you been using that? Has you been using that, Alex Vlogs? Show it. You said show it? Okay. All right. I'll go there and I'll go on it. Nate BXRP says, at Jazz, I agree. Talking amongst yourselves. Yeah, man. Hand it out to the kids without question. Without question. Generational wealth has to happen. You talking about show that thing there? Okay. Nate BXRP says that's the all in XRP /calc is a calculator developed by Ripple exec or something like that, right? Brad Kimes showed it. All right, let me see if I can pull that up. It says not found. What's going on? allinxrp.com. It's saying not found, bro. Let me try it again. Let me just do all in XRP. And I guess I'll probably go to tools. Calculator, price calculator. There it is. How much is your XRP HODL calculator? Okay. Where am I wanting to go here? What am I doing? So that's the one, Alex D Vlogs? Okay, I'm gonna check that thing out. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out while we're on the stream, bro. I got you. Blockchain Main, what's good? What's good, bro? How you doing, man? Glad to see you in the stream, bro. Dustin Offman, how you doing, my friend? I think the catalyst is when Trump's campaign heats up. Timing's everything. Yeah. I'm going to show it, bro. Nate Xrp said Brad Kimes used it to predict $700 with the volumes predicted in a few years by Brad Garlinghouse. He did. Okay, there you go. It shows what XRP would be worth those statistics. Yeah, check it out. Let me see. Calculator. This calculator is based on the evaluation model developed by Susan Athey. Okay, that's the one who was telling me that other guy said he was using, right? Board of Directors of Ripple and Robert Michnick, Stanford grad, School of Biz. What is this? All on XRP.com. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Circulating supply of XRP at the above duration in billions. Interest. So all of these things are set. 19 trillion. I have to figure out how to use this, man, because I'm hitting calculate. It's not doing. So value of XRP says $1,632. Okay. Interest rate to discount from this duration to present time. Circulating supply of XRP at the above duration, 60 billion. Duration at which above volume is estimated to be reached in 5 years. Store value US dollars, 30 trillion. Okay. Gotcha. So I want to change this. Daily transaction volumes. He said, how many did Brad Garlinghouse say again? How much did Garlinghouse say again in trillion? Was it 2 trillion a day? He said 2 trillion, didn't he? Changed to 2 trillion, circulating around 30 million. $2 trillion, 30. What's up with this interest rate? What's up with the interest rate? 1,044. What? Now, did I do that right, guys? All right, so I did it. Total estimated daily transactions volume, 2 trillion a day. Average time in between transactions per 1 XRP. I don't know. Well, do I need to change that or leave that there? I got 30 store value in USD, 30 trillion. Let me know if I need to change that store value in USD. I don't think I do. 5 years. I got 30 in circulating supply. Okay. That should be right, right? Are those the right numbers? Nate B says 2. Yes, that's right. It's over. I'm telling you. Alex D. Blas is over. I hear you, man. What is our current not circulating, but transaction per day? Maybe that's why people keep looking into that. I never even thought about it. All I know is I see, who is it, Alice Cobbs all the time, kind of, going over the ODL in terms of volume transactions and stuff like that. He said, change it to 1 year. The circulating supply is already more than 30 billion. So I should change it to 1 year. All right. JS says, very interesting. Yeah. So instead of 5 years, 1 year? And years. All right. Let me change it to 1 year. I'm changing it to 1 year for you, Alex. What? It went up, huh? $1,269. So what are we currently missing? So you're saying the circulating supply is already 30. So we need the transactions daily to get up to trillions a day, right? Because we're not there with that. We're not there with transactions yet, though, right? Is that correct? Per day? Right? We're not there with transactions yet, right? Alex Liberatino says, if you want, you can change stored to 5 trillion. But I use Brad Garlinghouse's numbers. Okay, so everything else is right, Ace Liberatino. I did 1 year. But my thing is the transactions at 2 trillion. We're not at 2 trillion, right? M. Grimes says volume keeps hitting new highs each day, bro. Yeah, yeah, it does. Need high value, high volume payments, and boom, says Brandon L. Exactly. Exactly. And again, for me, we got the pieces in the puzzle that aren't quite yet or ready yet to start dealing with and submitting, if you will, their high value, high volume payments. That's the thing. That's what we're waiting for. You're absolutely right. You guys follow, I hope you guys follow Michael Zischek. It's a little hard to understand him, but I learned a little bit more about him today. He is he's a developer. I didn't know he was a developer in Switzerland, but apparently he works with a lot of developers. So a lot of the things and kind of the things he comes up with are from that perspective. Eli says, I just wanted to hit $10 and I'm good. What are you going to do when I hit $10, Eli? I'm curious. At H. Liberatino at Crypto Seeds, it's true XRP was made and designed for 10K. So I figured $200 by Christmas 2020. Wow. Okay, I'm with that. I think $10 a month after tax time. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Don't worry about the trillion, says those bears. Drop it to 250 billion. Okay. Every $3 is $1 million gain for me. What does that mean, Brandon L? Every $3 is $1 million gain. You talking about the XRP price? What do you mean every $3? Mr. DKGO, 30 million actually being bought and sold per day. Okay, I don't think it's that high. Padre, told today, that was kind of goofy to just change it for giggles. The transaction settles in 5 seconds. You will need gazillions of dollars remitted to need XRP to be a high price. Remittances isn't profitable. When they flip the switch, it won't take long for fear of missing out to push to 100. Yeah, because the thing is, it's always going to be 2 markets or 3 markets, really. It's going to be a use case market. It's going to be the retail fear of missing out market, and it's going to be the whale market that will create these buy and sell pressures. So these buy and sell pressures are going to come from all 3 of those markets. Utility will rule the day. It's 7,400. Looking to dive currently. Strong hands, weak hands. From what I hear, December is dark. Eli says, pay off some debt and use some of the other profits to start my online business. I hear you, bro. Cash flow offline. I mean, cash flow outside of the digital asset space. Speculation is better for price than utility. It's going to take a while for the utility to begin to kick in because it has not been factored in the price XRP yet. And I believe it's going to take a while for them to start factoring that in. Every $3 it goes up $1 million gain. I read that already. I mean, 30 billion circulating, actually moving, circulate. Yep. 50 billion circulating to 60 billion circulating in 2 years. That's right, H. Liberatine. I know I didn't want to even comment on it, but yes, you're right. I mean, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be in the derivatives market. Spring boldly said on a video, boldly, we're headed to the derivatives market, right? Ethan Beard, right? On the Spring guide, derivatives. That's right. Using the ILP and XRP. That's the market we're going after, and it's not even close to who. I mean, it's pretty much a done deal. Yeah, trillions of transactions. Yeah, a day. Lordy, here we go with tremendous BS. XRP will settle derivatives. Also, that how you get trillions of transactions. Absolutely. I don't think he's advertising his bags. But hey, I much respect to you, bro, Brandon L. And M. Grimes says, in order to not run out of XRP, it needs to start at 1,000. absolutely. You know, H. Libertino says Siege, Crypto Siege. Hello, I know you know. Absolutely, man. Shane Robinson says 11,360 XRP in 24 months. That's the price you're saying it's going to be, Shane? Is that the price you say it's going to be, bro? $51 likes, 71 people on the stream, guys. I definitely appreciate you hanging out, man. And so that's, you know, I titled the stream that for a reason, because I think it's good food for thought. It's something to kind of ponder, kind of think about, right? You know, some of the smarter TAs, by the way, if you really want to get some good TA, some good common sense TA, I highly recommend you check out these two guys. One guy is High Altitude Investing channel. His name is Dallin something or another. I can't remember. And then a guy I even like a little bit more in terms of his thinking is a guy called DIY, Do It Yourself Investing, DIY Investing. Both of these guys on YouTube, they just both did a couple of really good videos on XRP and the reason why they're expecting the prices to kind of get where they're going to get. If you want some kind of good TA, you definitely want to go check them out. And both of them have done really, really, really well for themselves and off digital assets. It's amazing. Really, really well for themselves. High Altitude Investing has you know, a little group of membership you can join. Do it yourself DIY investing is starting one, but he has not started it yet. But I tell you, High Altitude Investing, about a year ago, I was really almost ready to join his thing. I did not. I chose to take the cash and put it into digital assets, XRP, especially because I didn't have, you know, anywhere near enough. But if there was one guy I was close to joining, it was High Altitude Investing. And I joined the Discord for DIY, Do It Yourself Investing, because I really liked his last two videos on the market, Bitcoin, XRP. Really were really, really good. So if you guys have not checked out those two young guys, you definitely want to go check out those two young brothers. They were really, really sharp, especially DIY. E-Man says, just got off work. What's up, XR people? What's going on, dude? Glad to see you in the stream, bro. I don't think I've seen the stream before, man. If you haven't had a chance to sub and you like the content, man, I definitely appreciate you hitting that sub and ringing that bell so you get notifications for when we drop another video. Yeah, I believe the drops is coming, Shane Robinson. They're going to use drops of XRP to send money. I believe that's coming. Yeah. I mean, yeah, my thing is definitely check out what's really going on with XRP. I think people think they know what's really going on with XRP, but they don't really know. Like if they really know about what TransferGo is doing, if they really knew what Santerre is getting ready to do, if they really knew what MoneyGram is really doing with XRP, if they really knew, like their MoneyGram using XRP, there isn't another digital asset out in this space, especially when it comes to the finance space, that can say that. And wanting Brad and the people from Ripple to move faster so that they can move in more corridors. So, and again, you know, there's utility and there's utility that is being displayed and shown to us. MoneyGram is using it. 24 people are using ODL. What MoneyGram is going to do in 2020 is going to blow people's minds. JS says, all I know is I'm going to look up the people in the stream and send out a bottle of the finest if we are dancing in it. Cheers. Yes, sir. See you, brother. Absolutely. Chavo Mofo just subscribed. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Mofo says, Chavo Mofo says, I've been watching your vids. Oh, where'd that go? I've been watching your vids for a while. Just wanted to say hello and thank you. Thanks, man. I definitely appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you being here, man. Monk Studio says, 3 words, exponential growth curve, technology over the next 10 years without question. Ace Libertino says at Crypto Siege, the thing is that I trade stocks daily, and you can't use TA for investing in patterns that these YouTubers try to make sense of. This is a global manipulation. Just buy and hold. I hear you, man. I hear you. I am not a day trader. No way, Jose. But those two TA guys were doing their TA based on trends, which I really, really like. And so they're macro guys. And I really like the fact that they're macro guys. The high altitude investing guy, every now and then he'll kind of give some signals, if you will, for some, some whatever, some day trade type stuff. But he's a macro guy as well, especially with Bitcoin. Brandon L says 2020 is the beginning of real utility. Snowball effect of growth to maturity over the next 10 years. Yep. I agree 1,000%, Brandon L. XRP, Ace Liberatino, I like that. XRP is the hydraulic oil for the new machine. And when we have it, you think Exxon holders worry. Yeah, man, I feel I kind of liken it to owning the oil fields before oil was discovered. That's where I feel like we're at, man. Owning the oil fields before oil was discovered. Ryan Hannibal says 2030. Oh my lord, I will have a head full of gray hair by then. Yeah, so you have to catch the replay, but we definitely kind of started the stream, Ryan, with we're talking full maturation, not not it's not going to moon until 2030. It's not that, because it's gonna do its thing along the way. But my thing is, what if it takes 5 years to XRP to get to $100? Is there a plan B in place for you? You know what I mean? Is there a plan B place for us? So just some food for thought, guys. All kind of crazy things going on. I'm going to get some more information about the whole Deutsche Bank thing. Nate BXRP says, I like the oil field analogy. Absolutely, man. XRP Lava, did you say MoneyGram's going to blow our minds in 2020? Yes, I believe, with their future corridors that they're going into using XRP. Yes. I'm looking forward to these Q4 reports, and yeah, because I really do think they're friends, and that partnership is strong, and I think it's going to get even stronger. I hear you, bro. I hear you. I hear you, man. Yeah, absolutely, JS, man. Absolutely. And that's the thing, man. We're in a blessed spot. We are absolutely in a blessed spot without question. And the partnerships and the actual utility in 2020, I believe, is going to be an interesting year, because the history shows, based upon the history of the digital asset space and from a TA's perspective, it shows, especially for XRP, it's the kind of the 1 year bull run, 2 years bear run. 1 year bull run, 2 year bear run. And so start of 2020, so 2020 is going to be that bull run year, and then for 1 year, and then it's going to be 2 year bear, according to history. Man, because I remember listening to Digital Asset Investor earlier this morning. He was saying that this is not the first time we've had a 2 year bear run. It's not the first time we've had 2 year bear markets. He said the same thing. He said the same thing as these TA guys. And the TA guys, again, they really have a nice macro perspective. So I just recommend check them out. Check them out and see what they have to say. Ace Liberatino said, just subscribed, just subbed, been watching for a few weeks, had to give you a probation watch. I hear that, bro. I hear that, man. Yeah, you should do that, right? If anyone, anytime you take your most precious asset, which is your time, and you want to invest it into a YouTuber or go into a blog, whatever, you got to do your due diligence, right? Because this is your time. So I appreciate you doing that, man. Absolutely. Appreciate you doing that. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap this up. I got to get out of this room and give this room up to family visiting. But I just wanted to say this, guys. Listen, never, ever forget this, guys. Never, ever forget this. That old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel. Wait a minute, I'm frozen. That's not going to work. We're frozen. What's going on here? Let's change this up. I'm going to have to do that outro again. Can't be frozen into an outro. That's working. So, guys, listen, never ever forget this, guys. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather us remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya.